Hey guys, welcome back to Kuma Style Reviews. I'm TJ, and what we're taking a look at is DX9's D08 Gewalt. I don't know if it's Gewalt, Gewalt, how it's pronounced, but I'm going to go ahead and call it Gewalt for this review, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it comes with a box, a card, the figure. We're looking at his blaster here, the purple thing. Now that looks like a blaster, but it's actually a tool. Go ahead and show that off a little bit later. And his sword. So pretty cool accessories there. I dig them. Taking a look at the measurement on this guy, he comes to about 9.5 inches tall. So definitely a big boy. Now we're just going roundabout with Gewalt here. Overall, I think it's a decent looking figure. I don't know if it really meshes well with like the Hasbro Takara masterpieces. It is a bit blocky, but I dig it. Now just taking a look, top to bottom, bottom to top. I like that it's not overly detailed. Gives it a nice cartoony look. Alright, we're just going over the posability here. Now, he really doesn't have a neck. There's a ball joint on top of that piece of plastic underneath, but he doesn't have upward and downward movement because there's no space in between the head and that part. Now, the shoulder pieces, they do move out of the way. Those shoulder pads up top. We went over his shoulder articulation there. Those are ratcheted, but small ratchets, so not too bad. Double jointed elbows. His fingers, pointer finger and thumb, are separately articulated, while his other three, middle ring, pinky, I believe that's how it goes, those are all together. Standard waist rotation there. I like that the skirts do move. He doesn't have a lot of forward hip swing though. Same with back. He's all about the extent of it. Good knee bend past 90 degrees. One thing that is nice about him, the amount of ankle tilt there. So I guess both foot and ankle tilt because his ankles are separate pieces, but tilt on both ends. And I like that he actually has feet from those thrusters. They split in half and go underneath those legs there. Now, one thing that this does have, from the test shots shown previously, it does have the extra fins there. Unfortunately, it doesn't really sit flush, but it doesn't look bad. Alright, now we're just taking a look at the weapons. There is a slit inside of the hand, which seems to be pretty standard for these, but these do have longer handles than, say, the Spark Toys Alpha Pack that I recently reviewed. This holds them a lot better. When it's well done, the system works pretty decent, but if not, it can be kind of disastrous. At times it makes you miss 5mm pegs and stuff like that, even though these are masterpiece toys. And I will say that the bend at the fingers, it's made pretty well. They actually really do secure the weapons in the hand once you close those fingers up. So it's not just being held on by the peg there at all. Getting this thing into a semi-okay pose. The sword itself is pretty cool. Now, one thing I had read about the test shot version is that the sword had a silver handle. So that's one of those things I kind of wish they would have kept, but it's alright. Don't really see the handle while it's in hand anyway. And there he is with the sword. Get that guy out of the way. And actually, we'll go ahead and show you how that guy stores those wings on the back there. Just pegs right in, and both sides have pegs, so it's whatever you want to do. Now, as you can see, that back turret does come off. That's the one part on this thing that parts forms. It's also the turret for the tank, but getting this thing transformed into an actual holdable rifle. Now, I don't know if it's just mine or this in general. I have to use kind of my fingernail to keep that piece balanced out, the scope, while you're pulling the handle out. because it doesn't want to go up both sides at the same time. Goes up uneven. I do like that. It's an easy enough to find slit in his hand to where you don't need to be looking at it or anything like that. As you can see there, I had it posed away from me. And this one does have good arm reach. He can reach across himself, kind of cross his arms and things like that. The double elbow joints really help. And I do dig that he can hold his rifle like this too. I just wish that he had more room in that neck area so he could like tilt his head to the side a little bit, make it like it's looking out of the scope, but yeah, or through the scope. That's what I should say. And there's that. Now he does also have the smaller blaster as well. You can see that on the right hand side of the screen. Show that. And I do dig the purple blaster. The only thing that I dislike about it is that there's no storage for it, that I found at least, in any mode. And while we're tilting the camera, making it look pretty and stuff like that, one thing that's cool about the instructions of this guide, it actually shows what DX9 stands for. It's Digital Extal 9 Toys. The name for this one is Air Land Commander Gewalt. There's his weapons. Now, he does come with a swappable face as well. And this is where that tool can come in handy if you don't have fingernails or anything like that. And I like that you can extend that head out. That's for the transformation, but it comes in handy when swapping these out because it gives you an angle to go from. Now with that, if you get it right, you can take that and pry it out. It's just a single peg that goes into the middle of that yellow piece behind it. But that's not very good with that tool. It's easier for me just to take my fingernail and pull it out. Alright, and once you got that out, the new face, Rage face, just pops in. The only thing that I don't like about the Rage face is that it looks darker than the regular Stoic face. I don't know why they're different colors. One's like silver, one's gunmetal. But I prefer the silver for sure. There it is. Cool to have options. Now we're taking a look at the tank mode. And this one's gotten a lot of flack online. I'm by no means a tank expert or connoisseur, fan, anything like that. If it looks like a tank, it's a tank to me. So I don't have a dog in that fight. I think it looks okay for what it's worth. I can see the gripes that people talk about when it comes to those added panels and how they look on the backside. But on the flip side, who displays their toys from the back? So it goes both ways. There's the undercarriage. Does a good job. Hi, Ned. The one part from the front, you've got that head there too. That's what I'm talking about. The fins in the back. And those were actually added later into the production process. Like I said earlier, the previous versions don't have it, so maybe they had to be quick engineered. You saw the 4 wheels on the bottom, they all do roll. So that's nice. All right. Posability of the turret there. Swivel, as well as some up-down movement. And it does. Same pegs from the robot mode. Store the sword there too. Now that way you can't really turn the turret or anything like that, but you have the option of just laying it across as well. I actually prefer it on the side, going long ways. But there you have it. And that is the tank mode. Now, this is a triple changer, so of course it wouldn't be complete without a jet mode. And I actually really like the jet mode. I haven't really read a lot of opinion on that, but it's a big boy too. From nose to turret, it's about 14 and a half inches long, which is just crazy. I had another friend of mine who collects Macross, Project 30. He's a photographer too, a damn good one, but big into macros. He said those only measure to about 13 inches, and those are big boys, so you can just imagine how huge this is. And again, it has those added tail fins too. Now, one thing, those thrusters underneath the wings there, the front of them are clear purple. And I'm going over the wheels here. I wish there was a lock in that front one, because when you're trying to move it around while it's on the ground, it will fold under, like right there. I didn't even know that was going to happen in this video, but yeah. If there's something to just keep it in place, it'd be perfect. Just giving you guys a view of the top. Like I said, that's a big boy. I actually have to move my camera back here. And I do like the way the kibble looks underneath there. That's a nice underside. There's the top. I would say the jet mode is definitely my preferred alt mode. For sure. For sure. That's what I'm talking about. Those clear purple pieces underneath the wings. And the instructions, they're actually silver, and I wish they would have went with that instead. I think it offset a lot better, but that's less paint they had to add too, I'm sure. But maybe if they would have even made it a gray plastic. I don't know. I just think that could have been better. And again, there's the jet mode. I like it. And again, this has been DX9's D08 Gewalt. Their homage to the Transformers character Blitzwing, Triple Changer. I think they did a decent enough job. I'll write a lot more about it in the written review on kumastyle.com. Tons of high-res pictures. Check out my site, my Facebook, my Instagram. It's all right there. Thank you guys for watching this review. Check out the full review. Order yours at TF